Remember back in the day when you taught me to live and I taught you to pray. We went in the battle together, no matter the weather, we never delayed. You gave me commands, I always obeyed. I never let you go astray. I never thought I'd see the day that you would come and just betray me. Sick of playing silly games, you never loved me anyway. You should not have let me get away, cause now I'm hunting for my prey. I'm bigger, I'm better, my mind is a weapon. I won't ever let up. You try to break me down and I'ma just get up. They ask me how I did it, I'ma just tell them I rose up. I'm a survivor. Fight for my life. Coming back stronger. I will arise. I'm a survivor. Fight for my life. Coming back stronger. I will arise. 1, 2, 3.
We'd like to welcome you to Bondurant to tonight's Class 4A district matchup between the Perry Blue Jays and our own Bondurant-Farrar Blue Jays. Tonight's officials are Chris Short, Carl Long, Tim Newman, Brian Weaver, and Floyd Perrin. Both schools encourage positive sportsmanship and behavior at tonight's game. Please encourage the athletes and the coaches with positive actions and comments. Enjoy the game and be a good sport. Tonight, Perry is coached by head coach Bryce Pierce and assisted by Tyler Hovey, Gary Isles, Caleb James, Corey Lee, Clint Letterman, and Josh Moore. Bondurant-Farrar is coached by head coach Jack Bonts and assisted by Hunter Snowrock, Brad Lewis, Matt Kelly, Rick Gilbert, Justin Weston, Mark Phillips, Jeff Meisland, Dick Cohen, Bill Brandon, Jeremy Hill, and Adam Seiler. We're proud to announce that our sports medicine services are provided by Select Physical Therapy, and a thank you to Broad Lawns and Iowa Clinic for providing physicians. A shout out to the Bondurant Emergency Services who are in attendance to tonight's game. We greatly appreciate their services. All right, tonight's homecoming, we have a wonderful homecoming court. We're going to start off with our princess tonight. Our princess tonight is Becklyn Lynn Perry. Becklyn is the daughter of Chris and Bree Perry. Becklyn's favorite color is green. She likes to play with her friends and Barbies. When she grows up, Becklyn wants to be a first-grade teacher. Our prince tonight is Clay Leach. Clay is the son of Allison, Brown, and Mike Leach. Clay's favorite color is red. He likes to play outside, he likes to paint, and play with Play-Doh, and he wants his iPad. His favorite food is butter donuts and chips and salsa. And now for the homecoming court. Mia Bell is our first homecoming court, and Mia is the daughter of Diane and Joe Bell. Mia has been involved in soccer, basketball, track, and field. After high school, Mia plans to run track and field, although she hasn't decided on which college yet. Mia Bell. Gabe Smith is the son of Cynthia and Matt Birch. Gabe has been involved in football, basketball, and baseball, and track. After high school, Gabe plans to go to GMAC and then into the police academy. Gabe Smith. Kylie Smith is the daughter of Craig and Jody Smith. Kylie has been involved in basketball and student council, National Honor Society, mentoring, and a variety of volunteer works. After high school, Kylie plans to attend the University of Iowa and major in nursing. Kylie Smith. Our next person on the court is John Powers. John is the son of Rich and Christy Powers. John has been involved in football and wrestling and FCA. After high school, John plans to play football. John Powers. McKenna West is the next member of our court. McKenna is the daughter of Rod and Stacy West. McKenna has been involved in track and soccer, National Honor Society and club soccer. After high school, McKenna plans to attend and play soccer at Northwest Missouri State University. McKenna Smith. With her is James Dobson. James is the son of Russell and Dana Dobson. James has been involved in football and basketball, track, golf, and baseball, and National Honor Society. After high school, James plans to go to Iowa State University. James Dobson. Hannah Dixford is our next court member. Hannah is the daughter of Kevin and Jackie Dixford. Hannah has been involved in volleyball, softball, and basketball. Along with this, she has also been a student council and National Honor Society member in the second grade. After high school, Hannah plans to attend college to continue her academics and volleyball career, leading to medical school. Hannah Dixford. With Hannah is Cameron Barnett. Cameron Barnett is the son of Corey and Julie Barnett. Cameron has been involved in basketball and golf. After high school, Cameron plans to attend the University of Iowa and study exercise science, and then after that, attend Palmer University to get his chiropractic degree. Cameron Barnett. Maya Elliott is our next member. Maya is the daughter of Seth and Kendra Elliott. Maya has been involved in dance team, softball, National Honor Society, and a variety of volunteer work. After high school, Maya plans to attend the University of Iowa and major in nursing. Maya Elliott. With her is Levi Rent. Levi is the son of Claudia and Heather Rent. Levi has been involved in basketball, baseball, golf, and National Honor Society, church youth group, and student council. After high school, Levi plans to play baseball and get an accounting degree. Levi Rent. Our next member is Holly Begier. Holly is the daughter of Jeff, Michelle, and Heidi Begier. Holly has been involved in volleyball, soccer, National Honor Society, mentoring, FCA, and BCA. After high school, Holly plans to attend Fumble University and play volleyball and major in business. Holly Begier. With Holly is Kobe Carlson. Kobe is the son of Melissa and Randy Carlson. Kobe has been involved in basketball, football, and plans to play golf this spring. After high school, Kobe plans to play basketball somewhere, but he's undecided right now. Kobe Carlson. And now for our queen queen. Our queen tonight is Emma Bruce. Emma is the daughter of Mark and Angela Bruce. Emma has been involved in BECA, student council, bowling, National Honor Society, and youth group at church. After high school, Emma plans to attend Iowa State for secondary education. Our queen, Emma Bruce. Our queen tonight is Jenna Grubel. Jenna is the son of Jason and Erica Grubel. Jenna has been involved in band and cross country, play, wrestling, and soccer. After high school, Jenna plans to attend and get a bachelor's degree in computer science from Iowa State. Our king, Jenna Grubel. The 2022 Homecoming King, Queen, and Homecoming Court.
Good evening, Blue Jay fans, and welcome to Bondurant-Farrar High School for this district battle between the Blue Jays and the Blue Jays. This is Patrick Meyer with Josh Gibson on the call. How you doing, Josh?
Pretty good. Excited to be here. Good night for football.
Nice weather and fun activities here. Homecoming week here in Bondurant, so a lot of extra excitement. You just saw the homecoming court wander across the track, and now our band's getting ready for national anthem, and then they'll perform at halftime along with the dance team, and we'll have our cheer squad here, and so a whole lot of excitement tonight.
Sounds like a fun-filled night.
Fun-filled night. So congratulations to Emma and Jonah on becoming homecoming king and queen, and welcome all you Perry fans tuning in. If you aren't listening to the radio broadcast there instead, welcome to the other Blue Jay side.
Battle of the Jays tonight.
Battle of the Jays. It's a party of Blue Jays on both sides now. So we have a couple extra things there going on with the student section is doing a whiteout, so whole lot of white outfits over there, and then after the first quarter, the students decided they wanted to do a little celebration wave towards Iowa City in support of Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. So we're going to do that as we have a couple of kids that would be celebrating their high school years with us that aren't able to, and so they thought it'd be a good idea to raise some money. We handed out like 1,000 yellow bandanas as well, so just a nice little appreciation to support Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. And then, we'll have a little football too, apparently. So,
yeah, I'm sure that the Bondurant Blue Jays will be looking to get back on track after last week's game. We got a few guys that are going to be sitting out. That was a pretty physical game last week, so we got some guys with some lingering injuries that will rest up tonight.
Yeah, both Blue Jays have a few starters that are down this week. Unfortunately for Perry, I think their injuries are more season-ending injuries, whereas I think for Bondurant-Farrar, most of theirs are just maybe a week or two off, and then get ready for Norwalk and Indianola to finish the season. So, but yeah, it should be a fun night, and I think we're just about ready for the. We're just about ready for the teams to come back out on the field. So we'll talk a little bit about starting lineups, maybe what we're expecting, and some of the guys we're expecting to lead the teams here. So to start with, for your Bondurant-Farrar Blue Jays, coming out at quarterback, it's going to be Colby Collison. Might be looking for him to throw a little bit extra tonight with Titus out. And Colby has just over 900 yards passing on the season and 9 touchdowns. So he's tied for 8th in 4A in passing touchdowns and 11th in yards, but 4th in the quarterback rating now that he got enough passes to qualify in there for that. So pretty good all-around season he's been putting up there. And his key target really this season has been Reed Falsgraf. Falsgraf has 26 receptions, puts him 7th in 4A. 5 touchdowns, with ties him for 6th. You know, something about a 6'3" kid that can jump makes a pretty good target in the end zone.
Yeah, he's got that ability to get past you, but really his height is really kind of the game changer for him.
And we've seen that on both sides of the ball, because he also has 4 interceptions on the season, which is tied for the lead in 4A actually. So, you know, just throw it up in the end zone and he's coming down with it, whether it's his quarterback or the other team's quarterback. Then the other real big power guy for the defense, John Powers, 46.5 tackles, 3rd in 4A. Also has 15 tackles for loss, which is 2nd in 4A. Spends a lot of time in the opponent's backfield and doesn't miss out on too many tackles.
Yeah, usually you see defensive linemen with the TFLs, not so much with the linebackers. That's just speaks to John's ability to read plays really well and react, and when he gets a hold of you, he gets you down.
Yep. And obviously he benefits a little bit from our scheme that we're sending him back there because we're trying to shut down the run. But one thing is telling a guy to go get the guy. The other is actually making it happen. He's done a pretty solid job all year of making that happen. So those are probably some of your 3 key players. I kind of think we might see Bondurant throw it around a little more tonight. But
we'll see. Caleb Moore is a very capable runner, so
Right.
I think it'll be fairly balanced.
Yeah. So that'll be a little game plan on the Bondurant side for the Perry Blue Jays. We'll check in here in a minute as we switch over to the national anthem.
National anthem by our high school Bondurant-Farrar marching band, accompanied by our 8th grade band members, under the direction of Mr. Brady Whipperman. Tonight's captains for Perry, number 32, Jesus Gonzalez, number 64, Wally Mason, and number 68, Jesse Rodriguez. For the Blue Jays, captains number 37, John Powers, and number 21, Tyson Barkamara.
Landon Wagner, maybe?
I had heard that Wagner had an injury,
Okay.
but I hadn't heard if he was going to play or not.
Okay. The Perry Blue Jays are going to take the opening kick, so
I guess we'll have to look and see if we see number 60 out there.
I think we also have a few extra players dressing for homecoming. Maybe some extra sophomores up there too. So we'll do our best to be able to identify everybody. But if they're new to the roster and they didn't get updated, we might do our best guess.
We might just have to kind of take a look at the frame of the body and take a guess just from what we've seen before. So we'll see.
Now, with the sophomores, would you have coached them in middle school?
I've coached everybody besides the senior group.
Everybody but the senior group. Okay,
Yep.
so we should be able to tell by how they play.
When they were in 8th grade, I was coaching at the high school level.
Okay. Undefeated, huh? Undefeated.
Andrew Boston, we have your wallet.
Coach Seidel wins at any cost.
Andrew Boston, we have your wallet.
Reed Falsgraf going to be the kickoff man to start here. You still fighting that nagging cold?
No, I'm good.
All right, looks like Juan Hernandez and Drake Levan back to return for the Perry Blue Jays. We'll see what kind of kick we get out of Falsgraf here. Sometimes he likes to low line drive it, but he's going for a deep kick this time. Hernandez fields it at the 5. And he's looking to make a run up the left side, cuts it back to the middle, and Parker Ernst and Braden Dalton
was in on
tackle.
that.
Okay.
Nice coverage there out of the Jays. Stop him about the 26-yard line. Coverage has been a little bit of a question mark so far this year, so it's nice to see stop inside the 30.
Yep. We got Conrad Schoening, Quentin Fulton, and Hudson Vrew out there on the line. Badney Rack, Andrew Keith, Caleb Moore, and John Powers as linebackers. Perry takes a snap, looks to go up the middle. Or actually, his second guy brought down in the backfield. That was Hegstrom for a loss of 2.
Going to see a lot of pro formations here out of the Blue Jays. Sometimes with split back, sometimes in an I formation. Right there, they go with a little bit of misdirection, but the Jays aren't fooled.
2nd and 12 for Perry.
So defensive back starting here for the Blue Jays. You got Reed Falsgraf and Carter Albright as the cornerbacks, and Jordan Ryle. Well, he might also be a cornerback. I'm not sure if we have a true safety in this position, but handoff right side. Hegstrom's going to get a yard back.
Like Levi Standing was the first guy there.
Levi Standing, 65 tackle.
Yeah, you got a lot of Blue Jays. I guess maybe I should stop saying Blue Jays tonight. A lot of guys from Bondurant that are very close to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
And as we mentioned earlier, going to be a challenge to run against that. Perry doesn't like to throw it a ton, but
no, and then when you're in the backup quarterback already, you probably have less opportunities to throw there.
You're going to have to make that decision if we're going to try to keep running into 10, 11 guys or try to throw it deep.
Looks like 3rd and 12. Drops back to threat path, throws it up there. Levan had a shot at it, knocked away by Albright. Pass is going to be incomplete and bring up a 4th down.
Didn't look like it came out very clean on him, but had a one-on-one matchup, and you'll take that. Just kind of underthrew it just a little bit.
Yep, and this is Albright's first start for the varsity. So, I mean, if you're going to go somewhere, you're going to go away from the kid who keeps intercepting everybody.
Yep, I think that's probably a pretty safe guess.
Falsgraf and Ryle back on the punt return. Nice high kick there. That was Eric Lagos.
A little side spin on it.
Yep. Caught at the 46-yard line by Falsgraf for the Bondurant to take over.
I know that we're missing several guys tonight, but it's going to be interesting to see how we come out and react after last week's loss, which is a tough one. Had a great start, go up 20-7, and then Carlisle kind of took over in the second half. So hopefully the guys are ready to play tonight.
Mason Nickel in at center, snapping to Collison. Collison looking to pass, hits Falsgraf on the left side. Looking to get outside, and then Turf Monster gets him.
I thought for a moment that maybe he was hurt, but he just went down on his own.
That's okay. Also in there on the line for the Blue Jays, I see Ryan Stanley and Noah Winger.
So a couple different guys tonight.
Yep, and then Brew and Baker rounding out on the right side.
Does look like Wagner must be hurt tonight.
Moore hits the right side, and he's got the edge. Good block by Jordan Ryle. And Moore's all the way down to the 10, cuts back inside at the 5, and he's going to be in for a Blue Jay. No, touchdown. Blue Jay touchdown.
Just confirming with each other. Really good blocking there.
Yeah.
Little power to the right.
Great seal by Jordan Ryle to give him the edge.
Cooper Jones with the kick out and Noah Wingert leading up. Didn't really have anybody to block. And a great move. Great move for out of Moore to get in the end zone. It looked like, was that Anthony Chavez that kind of had him about the 5-10-yard line.
Good cut. Blue Jays make a shift here. Vrew steps into the backfield. Hudson Vrew taking it up the middle for a 2-point conversion. offensive guard 2-point conversion for Hudson Brew.
2-point conversion is good.
Got to reward the big guys every now and then, so here's kind of a nice way of doing it.
Brew spends a little time on the rugby field in the off season, so he's not completely unused to having a ball. So Blue Jays take an 8-0 lead off of that play.
I'm sure Perry probably we have not shown that, so they probably did not prepare for something like that. And why would you?
I do believe we have not handed the ball to the offensive guard yet this season.
Yep.
Brew's just trying to show everybody how athletic he is. Last week he was out there covering wide receivers.
He probably just scored more points than his dad did in his career, so maybe have some bragging rights at home.
Yeah, I don't think Mike wants to have an arm wrestling match with him either right now.
Not right now.
Falsgraf with the kick. Low line drive. Going to get a one bounce and caught by Levan. Going up to the middle. Cuts up and gets to the 29 before the party of Blue Jays gets him.
Pretty good coverage there again out of Bondurant.
Yep. Good play by Drake to maintain that ball, because once you start getting that thing bouncing, it can get a little funky. So he did a good job controlling before cutting upfield. Perry now with their second drive.
See if they try anything different here. They watching a little bit of their film. They kind of have been a lot of run, and then throw when they have to. Not their number one option.
Yep, and it seems like most of their run plays are up the middle. Sometimes they'll do a little misdirection with the inside guys, but quarterback keeper, and looks like they're giving him the line of scrimmage back.
Yep, just a little dive there where the QB keeps it, whether he's reading it or it's called. I'm guessing it's probably called. But the Jays were not fooled on that, though.
Nope, Hagstrom was the fake guy up the middle, and again coming in as a backup fullback there for Keegan Snyder. So not as many carry attempts for him so far this year. Hernandez, the deep guy in the backfield.
So you get an I formation here.
And they go up the middle behind the lead back. Picks up a yard, a little bit of forward push. Might have got, they gave him a yard.
Had a little bit of running room there.
Yep. The line started moving forward a little bit, but it wasn't the spot he was at. So I see Caleb Moore in there on the tackle. I think Jacob Vanderlinden was there as well.
Caleb's getting up a little slow there. I know he had to leave last week's game for a couple plays as well.
Yeah, I thought maybe, I didn't talk to him at all, but I thought maybe that was just the wind knocked out of him, the way he kind of bounced back.
Yeah, it wasn't anything serious because he did come back in fairly quickly.
It's like unbalanced right here for Perry. And then play action. Got the throw off. It was a little high. Pressure from both Rue and Moore on that.
Had a chance at a completed pass, but he had just too much pressure in his face that was going to be a really tough one to complete. Because the wide receiver did come free here, a little Y route.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. Had a shot at it, just didn't have enough time to make the throw. So Lagos going to come out here for another punt. Oh, bobbles the snap and is going to get, well, I would have thought he had it, but maybe not.
Doesn't matter.
Yep.
The ball will be
one way or the other. Vanderlinden was in there, ended up with the ball, but
it'll be Bondurant ball right there
at the 16-yard line, it looks like. So just didn't quite hold on to the snap, and Vanderlinden was right there to get the tackle, and Andrew Keith was there as well. So Blue Jays, Bondurant-Farrar Blue Jays are going to start with really good field position. Collison in the backfield. Cooper Jones to his left, and Caleb Moore fakes the pitch. Collison rolling right. Has Andrew Keith with the catch at the 5, and is going to be brought down at the 3 by Juan Hernandez.
Nice play action there out of the Blue Jays, faking that toss that they like to run. They do a little something interesting with that guard. really kind of kick him out to seal that end, let him think that it's run, take him out of the play, and then the QB is really pretty free to roll out to his right. And Andrew Keith was wide open. Nice execution there out of Bondurant.
So 1st and goal from the 3. Moore in the backfield. Now twins left with both Ryle and Faltzgraff. Might be Faltzgraff with the fade over in the corner. Collison rolling left. Looking up the middle. Now cuts. He's going to aim for the end zone, and he dives in for a Blue Jay touchdown. Colby Collison, 3 yards rushing.
Yeah, it looks like he was trying to go to Reed, but didn't like it, and so then decided to run himself, and does a nice job of tucking that thing away and just getting across the goal line.
We'll see if we have a more traditional extra point here, or if, maybe we'll switch it up and have Mason Nickel run this one in as the snapper.
Well, and sometimes you like to reward your linemen there, but you also like to put just random things on tape too.
Right.
So
we've
other
talked
teams
about that a few times this year, right?
Got to prepare for stuff like that, even though you have no intention of ever running it again.
Faltzgraff with the old traditional extra point, making it 15-0 for the Blue Jays. Yeah, what'd you say? You put everything possible on tape? That way they have to waste their time looking at it?
Yep, spend a lot of time preparing for things that aren't going to happen. Well, 2 quick scores there out of Bondurant. That's kind of the start we were looking for, I think, coming off of last week's loss to Carlisle.
Yeah, and we'll see how things go here a little bit. Last year, I know Perry had quite a few injuries as well when we went up there, and we ended up with reserves in pretty early. We'll see if that's still a potential for tonight.
Well, and
you already have someone to start with.
And last year we started with the running clock. We started with, was it shorter clocks too?
It was shorter clocks too. Yeah,
So give them a little credit here. They've got more kids out. I talked to one of the coaches from Indianola, and he said that they've improved a lot from last year. They're much more competitive, and sometimes maybe you don't see that on the scoreboard, but they've put up much more of a fight this year than what they did last year.
Well, and another thing that's pretty exciting, I was listening to their broadcast from last week as Faltzgraff sends the squibber, Hegstrom picks it up, is they have like 60 kids out in junior high football, which is quite a bit of a jump for them from what they've had in some prior years.
The first thing you got to do with the program that you're trying to rebuild is you got to get kids out.
Yeah.
If you don't get kids out, it doesn't matter what you do, your X's and O's.
Right.
None of it will matter because you just won't have enough guys.
And they were talking about some efforts that were going into their youth football programs in the pre-7th grade, which, everybody has miscellaneous opinions about that. But if you have more kids interested in playing football by the time they hit middle school, you're bound to have
60. That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's good to hear because we've played them up until the last couple of years. We've played them in junior high.
And there's been years where they had trouble.
They've never had that many. That's a nice hole right there.
Hernandez makes about 6 yards up the middle. Vanderlinden on the tackle.
Little lead play out of that pro formation or split backs.
And he was one guy away from breaking that.
On the stop for the Blue
Right.
Jays, number 34,
Right.
Jacob Vanderlyn, and number 37, John Powers.
Yeah, Vanderlyn got his arms around him. Otherwise, he might have been off to the races. So that's the best play so far tonight for Perry.
Puts him at 2nd and 3, it looks like. Kenny steps under center. Hands it to Hernandez coming the other way, trying to follow his blocker. Might have got a yard.
Yeah, that time I think they may have had a little miscommunication because they left the DN, they left Batney completely unblocked. I don't think you want to do that when you're running directly at him.
Yeah.
On the stop, number 23.
Unless they thought it was going to be faster and he wasn't going to have a chance to come around the corner. But
yeah,
Batney's not exactly a slow-moving individual.
I think he was a little surprised that he was that unblocked.
Yeah. So it brings up 3rd and 2, 2.5. Unbalanced right. Coming to the left side. Hernandez met in the hole by John Powers, driven back. Might be a tackle for a loss. We'll see how they record that one in the stat book.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty close. That looked like the first play that they ran of the drive, and that one was not as successful.
So it brings up 4th and a long 2. But unfortunately, in this position, you're probably still looking to punt because you're only at your 32.
Well, and you just, outside of one play, you just really haven't had enough positive plays to make you think that this would be a good idea.
So Lagos going to punt, gets a good snap, low line driver, and Falsgraf fields it at the 29, and there's going to be a flag on the Blue Jays, so don't do anything. Falsgraf going to return it all the way, high fives his teammate, and is not going to get credit for that touchdown. But it was a really nice high five along the way.
Well, you can still have that highlight, and nobody will know that it got called back.
Now, I almost thought the official was going to pull a flag for celebration there by high-fiving before the end zone.
I think some would. I think he
debated it.
Yep. And I think he already knew that there was a flag down.
And maybe that's why.
And that maybe was why he didn't pull it. But, yeah, I don't think I would do that until I got into the end zone.
Yep. You know what? That's on film, too. Now you can talk about that next week as well. So with that block in the back, the Blue Jays are going to come back to probably around the 30.
35, I think.
35.
Give them a little more room to work with here.
Okay.
Blue Jays have it.
So 5:16 remaining in the first quarter. Bondurant-Farrar comes to the line with trips right. Batney is far right. Jordan Ryle in the middle, and Cole Miller on the inside guy. Collison looking to hit Ryle, and does. Ryle now coming through the middle, and is going to be brought down at the 28-yard line. It's going to be number 55, Kane Kilmer, on the tackle.
One of your standard plays out of trips, you're going to run all your guys vertical and really put your free safety in a bind on which guy he's going to pick up, and he left Ryle wide open.
We're going fast-paced here. Collison now coming over to Falsgraf on the left side. Throw was a little low, and Falsgraf slipped coming out of the break.
He might have been expecting him to break a little bit sooner, but we don't see him miss that throw too often. And honestly, he got himself in a little bit of a hurry.
Well, it's also the first time I think we've ever seen that pace where we're
not
very
often. We've only done that a few times.
Collison now with twins each side. Looking towards Falsgraf. Now goes the other side. Riles open. Makes the catch at the 5, and he's fighting for yards but not going to be able to get any more. Great movement by Collison there, starting on the left, coming back to the right. Froze the safeties. Riles open in the middle. Ryle goes up high to make that catch. Does a good job holding on to it because the safety hit him right as he caught it.
So, again, you got cover 3 out of Perry. And so one thing you try to do when you attack that is you send 2 guys up the seam, and your free safety's kind of left trying to decide which one he's going to take. And Colby looked him off the first time and then found Ryle wide open down the right side.
Twins to each side. Cole Miller, the man in motion. Fake jet sweep, and there's going to be illegal motion.
Flag on the field.
We'll have to watch replay here. We must have had a guy in motion.
Illegal motion is a penalty
outside of Cole.
Let's see. Oh, Batney took a step back.
He's looked a little uncomfortable just getting himself lined up, and I know he hasn't played a ton of wide receiver so far this year.
Right. Or maybe at all. Was he
I think he lined up a few times last week.
No, but I mean, like, growing up, I don't think he played any wide receiver either.
I don't believe so.
So, like, new to it this last week, but also new to it overall. Collison drops back, starts right, cuts back towards the right, and has Ryle standing in the corner of the end zone for a Blue Jay touchdown.
Perry did a nice job of forcing the issue there a little bit for Colby and getting some pressure in his face, but Colby sidestepped it, and somehow Ryle just ended up wide open. As a defender, sometimes you get stuck with the QB starting to run, and then you want to come up and make the tackle, but he hasn't crossed the line of scrimmage yet.
That was Cruz Calderon, though, but he really was stuck because, if he doesn't come up to try to slow Colby down, he's going to run it in for another touchdown. So you're really in no man's land, and he made a decision, and Colby did a good job adjusting to it. False graph kick up and good. And Blue Jays are going to take a 22-0 lead.
Who's his new holder this week? Is that the other Albright kid?
Boone.
Yeah.
A little Booner.
Judging by the size, that's got to be Boone.
Yeah.
I know he's not on our roster.
He's not, but.
And I know his dad said that he's really been working on his holding skills. So
Okay.
I'm making the assumption that that's Boone.
His dad works on his holding skills too, but that's usually on a screen, right?
Yep. Trying to play defense.
Oh, we got a new kicker, which I don't have that number. You got an 88 on this one?
88, Jace Robinson.
Jace Robinson, okay. So this will be his first kickoff attempt.
Jace Robinson.
Robinson, a sophomore. Believe this might be his first varsity action. High kick, going to be caught at the 15 by Hernandez. Hernandez cuts back towards the left and is going to get brought down. That's number 17, Aiden McDonald, on the tackle.
Pretty consistent on coverage, just right inside that 30-yard line again. Jace did a nice job of, it's nice and high and kind of in no man's land there.
Yeah.
Right in the middle of all those guys.
On the tackle, number 17, Aiden McDonald.
So 3:47 remaining in the first.
Blue Jays take over, first
Perry
and 10.
has it at the 29. Pretty similar starting position to what they've had the other times. That split back formation still. Kenny takes the snap, drop back, looking to pass on first down, and just had that ball get away from him a little bit, and
Well,
the
he had a
receiver,
lot of
Levan, wasn't able to get around the
had a
quarterback
lot
either.
of pressure in his
Yep.
face. And I'm not sure if him and the wide receiver are on the same page there or if the pressure just forced that throw.
Brings up second and
But
10 for Perry Blue Jays.
I think it was Mr. Vrew that was hunting him down.
Albright, Carter Albright this time, not Boone, with the defense of the intended receiver. So we'll bring up second and 10. Coming right side, and there was nowhere to go. It was Quentin Fulton and want to give credit to the second guy that were Bryce Baker were both in the backfield on the snap.
Yeah, they had a
On the
little
carry,
meeting in
number
the
4,
backfield there.
Juan Hernandez brought down the play by number 57, Quentin Fulton. Brings up
Loss
third
of
and
2 on the
12
play, bringing
for
up
Perry
third
Blue
and
Jays.
12. Just not a lot of room up the middle there.
No, would have liked to seen those guys stay on the blocks a little bit longer to help the running back out a little bit.
Yeah. So third and 12, probably looking to pass here. They actually hand it off inside. Hegstrom takes it, rolling a little bit, picks up about 9. Good run there by Gavin Hegstrom.
Good little push right there and a good run. Puts it about fourth and 2 again. So now you might see him go for
On
it.
the carry, number 34, Gavin Hedstrom.
I think you're kind of at the point now of let's roll the dice a little bit.
And it looks like that's what they're doing. Yeah, I mean, it's tough because the Blue Jay, Bondurant-Farrar Blue Jay drives haven't exactly been slow drives anyway,
No.
so sending it farther down the field hasn't necessarily going to help you. Kenny looks to take the snap.
Maybe
Fourth
try to
and
draw
2,
him
yeah.
off sides too.
Hands it off Hernandez right side, and he's met by Powers and Vanderlinden and a few other people, including Caleb Moore, and that's going to be a turnover on
On the
downs.
carry, number 4, Juan Hernandez.
Good stop there out of the Blue Jays. Give themselves a short field to work with here.
Turnover on downs, first and 10.
So Bondurant-Farrar will start their fourth drive at the 38-yard line. Blue Jays coming out, false graph to the high side, and the two fullback set on the left. Caleb Moore in the backfield. Moore coming left side, following Keith and Cooper Jones on the kick out. Moore makes a man miss, and he's rolling, and he's going to go down at about the 8-yard line. Gain of 30 on the play.
Hit the L button on that last move there. A little sidestep.
On the carry, number 2.
Everybody loves a good juke step.
Yeah, that was a good wiggle out of him.
Brought down the play by number 29, Cruz Cam.
So first and goal at the 8-yard line now for Bondurant-Farrar.
First and goal from the 8.
Falsgraf going right. You got twin fullbacks to the right, Powers and Cooper Jones. Caleb Moore going to follow them to the right side, and he's going to walk in untouched for a Blue Jay touchdown.
Caleb Moore on the carry.
That was a big hole.
That was pretty well blocked right there. Those two H-backs just following Baker and Vrew. Good kick out of John.
Yep. John kicked out, Cooper sealed in, and
yep, pretty big gap there.
And if Caleb Moore wanted to drive a truck, he could have fit that in the hole too. Falsgraf coming in for the extra point. Snaps there, hold, kick is low line drive, but it's going to be through the uprights. And Blue Jays take a 29-0 lead over the Blue Jays with 1:44 remaining in the first quarter.
Really good start out of the Blue Jays. Bondurant Blue Jays. I'm not really for sure what else they could do at this point.
Yeah.
They've been fantastic on both sides.
Yeah.
Haven't given up a first down, and every drive has been about 3 plays.
Yep. They no first downs yet, and for them and ours, well, there haven't been very many needs for first downs either, as the Bondurant-Farrar Blue Jays have plays of 30, 40, 23, and 37. So you cover some ground pretty quick there. Jace Robinson out here to kick again for Bondurant-Farrar. See, came up to about the 30 last time. It's going to be fielded at the 20. Hernandez trying to get to the left side and gets to the corner and brings it out to about the 37. Good return by Juan.
We saw his speed right there. A couple more steps, and he had a shot of getting that thing down the sideline.
And I'm not sure that's not the best idea for them offensively, too, is to try to get him to bounce it outside versus running right up.
Yeah, at some point, I think you maybe got to try it.
Not that our edges are slow, but at some point you want to try something different.
Play to your strength a little bit.
Yeah.
It looks like he's not in there on offense right now. If I thought that was
Hernandez, he's the near back.
Okay.
Yep.
I thought it was a different number, but you're right.
So they're running counter, and there's nowhere to go there as Vanderlinden meets him in the backfield for a 2-yard loss. That was a little bit of a funny play, a little slow developing, and I don't think that's going to go well if you get a slow developing play in the middle right now.
No, we've got 9, 10 guys sitting there in the box, so
yeah.
it's going to be hard to find some running room up in there.
Perry not exactly seeing us at the great time either, because we're probably a little on the upset side trying to come back after a tough loss last week.
Yeah, we got a little bit to prove. We end up giving a decent amount of yards rushing up last week, which we don't normally do.
Kenny gets the ball away, complete. It's going to stop forward progress. That was wrong page. 45 is not on my roster for them.
Well, looking at
the
freshman one, it lists him as a sophomore, Tyler Gomez. He's got a different number on the varsity roster, so I'm guessing it's him.
Okay.
That was a good job to get rid of the football because he was going to get sacked there.
Yep. And, yeah, it resulted in negative plays or negative yards, but he was going to lose 12. So good job getting that ball away, and Tyler makes the catch. Going to bring up third and about 14. As we near the end of the first quarter, we'll take a shot of the student section waving towards Iowa City as we
really good push there out of Perry.
They're still going. Going to be a gain of about 9 there for Hernandez.
Hernandez on the carry.
So we're still kind of in that same spot. Are we going to go for it or not with 4th and 4?
But we'll have the end of first quarter first.
Yep.
home game, Hawkeye fans turn to the University of Iowa State Family Center Children's Hospital at the end.
Homecoming week. But some things are more important than the game.
In awareness of Childhood Cancer Month, and in honor of Ava Hutchinson, Landon Fredrickson, and Perry's Trent Miner, and all of those who have been affected by childhood cancer, there will be a tribute after the first quarter of Friday's football game.
Ava and Landon will be high school students today if cancer had not taken their lives at such young ages, and we will honor them by wearing yellow stickers on our helmets, passing out 1,000 yellow bandanas, and accepting donations on behalf of said Family Children's Hospital.
We will also partake in college football's best tradition by waving east towards the children at Stead Family Children's Hospital at the end of the first quarter.
Please join us on Friday for the annual football game and help us honor all those who have been affected by childhood cancer and who have fought battles far bigger than any game.
Coming back from the wave that we just did there. It's the first time we've done that here at Bondurant-Farrar, but nice little supportive move for Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, as that's impacted a lot of people, including us here in Bondurant. And so,
well, like we mentioned, 3 of our own kids there that have experienced that. So we got a lot of people there that are very close to that, and it means a lot to them.
Yep. As we come back into the football activities, Lagos looking to punt here, coming the other direction for the Blue Jays. High snap, Lagos makes the catch, gets the kick up, but comes off a little bit too high. Gets a good parry bounce.
Then had a shot at hitting one of our own kids there,
right,
too. The snap was pretty high, so he really didn't have a clean catch and a lot of time to set up to kick that thing.
At first I thought it came off the side of his foot, but he just got it way higher than the previous ones, but got the bounce he wanted. Nets out about the same. Bondurant-Farrar will take over at the 30 or 25, sorry.
First and 10 for the 25.
Blue Jays come out with that 2 fullback set again. Collison, fake pitch, now rolling right, has Powers. Powers not able to make the catch.
Showed his linebacker hands right there.
Yeah.
Probably should have caught that one.
Probably should have caught that.
That's a little different wrinkle than what we've seen out of the Blue Jays.
Yeah.
Perry did a nice job, though, of covering it up. He could have caught it and had some yards, but it wasn't like he was super open.
Yeah. Yep, Hernandez was there looking to make a tackle if he did catch it. So 2nd and 10 now. Again, putting a few plays out there that we haven't done yet. See, add to the playbook. Collison hands it off to Moore. Moore bounces it to the right side. Now back up the middle. Cuts it to the left side. He's got Vrew out in front. Now he's trying to get to the edge, and he's going to get brought down at the 30. So real nice 45-yard run for Caleb Moore, putting him over 100 yards in the half.
Caleb showing off his footwork again there. Had a couple really nice cuts, and it looked like Sincere Mobs made a nice hustle play there to run him down on the sideline.
Good seeing your offensive guard lead blocking 35 yards downfield.
Yep.
So now at the 27, 28-yard line. Cole Miller in the backfield now. takes the pitch out wide. Penalty flag on the play. Tentatively going to be a gain of 7. I think it's going to be a hold against the Blue Jays.
Yeah, I think it was one of our guys out on the edge. Might be John. He's pointing at himself.
Yeah, I think John was trying to seal the edge, and then Cole cut up the middle, and
he tried to. The defender was trying to reach back to the middle, and John wasn't allowing him to.
Just trying to commit to the block really well.
Yep.
So after the penalty, it's going to be 1st and 18, 1st and 20. 1st and 20 we'll go. Cole Miller still in the backfield. Collison takes the snap, hands it off to play action. Has Andrew Keith wide open, and Keith is able to make the catch and is brought down at the 1-yard line.
We've seen a few more catches out of Andrew the past couple weeks. He had a touchdown here a couple weeks ago. Well, I guess that was maybe 3 weeks ago now.
Anthony Chavez with the touchdown-saving tackle.
Good over-the-head catch.
It was. I could have embarrassed myself trying to catch that.
I'm sure you would.
Going to be down at the 2-yard line. Caleb Moore back in the backfield now with the twin fullbacks on the right side. Collison hands it off to Moore. Moore cuts back up the middle, and that's going to be another Blue Jay touchdown. Caleb Moore from 2 yards out.
Did a nice job of avoiding that run through by Alex Arbuckle. Had a shot at him in the backfield, but couldn't quite get him down, and Caleb gets an easy score there.
That's a hat trick for him, right? Falstaff in to try the extra point. And we have now we'll approach a running clock here as a 35-point lead. I believe the 35 clock.
What do we got for a score update?
I was just going to pull it back up. Because
every week there's going to be at least one big game in our district, and tonight it's Indianola-Norwalk?
It's Norwalk at Indianola, and Indianola leads 10-7 in the first quarter. 40-yard field goal attempt by Norwalk to tie it up. So now it must have just turned 10-10.
Okay.
So
yeah, that's definitely a big one tonight. Then Carlisle must have Boone.
Yeah. Yep, Carlisle has Boone because now we're in district play, so the 6 teams you have will be who plays each other. As we approach this additional kickoff, it's time to thank our sponsor of the game, Austin Sullivan Real Estate, for sponsoring this as well as all the other activities he does around town. I don't have anything that supports this, but I'm going to say he's the hardest working real estate lineman I've ever seen because the guy's always working. He won't even play basketball with us anymore. But, man, can he sell houses. Like, it's just house sold, house sold, house sold. Did he sell you your house?
Yep, I did buy a house from him. So I've had personal experience working with him, and yes, he is extremely hardworking and is always looking out for the best interests of his clients. Just really does a great job.
So, Austin Sullivan, thank you for your support of Bondurant-Farrar Blue Jay Athletics. Former Blue Jay himself.
Yep, I had him many years ago.
Decent football player?
He was first-team All-State twice, so he did okay.
Yeah, okay, so not bad. Kenny hands to Hernandez coming near side. Looks like they might have got a yard.
He played on a couple decent teams.
We love giving Sully a hard time, but he's a great guy and does a lot in the community, and just a good guy to have on your side. So, Austin Sullivan Real Estate, and along with Men's Club, I think he's always helping out with that. And just selling homes. That's all he does.
We'll see if that changes with the market a little bit. That split back formation here out of Perry.
Drops back, looking to pass, gets the pass up, but not able to find his receiver. Intended for Gomez again, and I think he wanted to get that ball away as fast as he could because he had a feeling that there was somebody getting ready to hit him.
He looked like a guy that's had a lot of pressure in his face. I really like the play call there.
Yep.
Just a little play action off the dive that they've been running and send that tight end right down the middle, and a good throw, and he probably has a shot at it.
So we are doing the running clock now, and that'll stay as long as there's a 35-point lead. That 10-10 score down in Indianola is just a minute remaining in the first quarter.
So they're a little bit behind us.
Offenses are going back and forth down there. Two high-profile offenses. So Hegstrom runs up the middle.
That was a hard hit right there.
Not a lot of room to go.
Looked like Bryce Baker, I think, was the one that delivered that.
Hernandez on the carry, brought down immediately by number 70, Bryce Baker. 4th and 9 for Perry Blue Jays.
So going to be a 4th and looks like about 8, but too far back in your own territory to consider doing anything but punt it. So Lagos going to be the punter again. No, actually that's
got a little different punter here.
That's 83. That's not Tyler Gomez is 83 on the roster I had, and we had given him credit for being somebody else. So, Falscraft picks it up off the bounce. Up to the 40, cutting it back to the left side now. Following some blockers, and now there's a flag on the play. Might as well go down because based off where that is, it's not going to be against the other team.
Probably a hold. I don't think there was a face mask in there. That's the only other thing it possibly could be.
Falscraft did a good job of picking that up off the bounce and making something of it, but if that penalty's around the 35, it'll bring it back near midfield, 45-ish.
It was a face mask. Okay, I thought that maybe he grabbed it, but I wasn't for sure.
Well, I retract my previous statement then. He should have just taken it all the way.
Yeah, he still tried to score.
Come on, Reed.
So the short version, 5 yards.
So moved it from the 37 from the 36 to the 31. So Bondurant-Farrar will take over with really good.
We got an injury over here on Hegstrom. That's why we got the stoppage of play.
Okay.
I did not see what happened with him.
No, I didn't either.
Kind of down here on our sideline, but he appears to be walking off okay.
Which is good because they've had a few too many.
Well, and sometimes when you're not very deep, you got guys that play both ways and they play a lot of football, and they're just in a position where they're more susceptible to being hurt just because of the amount that they play.
We have our chat on, apparently, on the feed, and somebody's making the comment of deer noises. So the YouTube chat also asks how many yards Titus has, and he is out today. Collison looking over the middle, has Caleb Moore brought down at the 11-yard line. Chavez with the tackle.
Still utilizing the 3 verts there out of the trips formation. If you watch the replay, it really is hard on that safety because both guys going deep. You kind of got to pick one. Caleb does a nice job of coming all the way across the field to find that opening.
All of our passes to this point, I think, for Moore have been screen passes, so it might be the first time we've ran him down in formation.
Yeah, we haven't seen him out in a split.
Yeah. Moore in the jet sweep, play action. Collison now rolling to his right and has Jordan Ryle for a Blue Jay touchdown. I don't know what's going on. There's a little bit of a scuffle between linemen. At first it was where Collison threw it, and I thought somebody came down on him, but it was not. So Ryle with his second touchdown of the game.
Could have easily ran that in, but I think he wanted the throwing touchdown instead.
Just being unselfish. He saw Jordan over there and wanted to feed the other quarterback.
Fair enough.
You know, those quarterbacks, they stick together.
Yeah, you think they look out for each other? I got a feeling we're going to be seeing Jordan here pretty soon at quarterback.
I would think that's probably true. Falsgraf with the extra point attempt, kick up, And no good.
PAT is no good.
So now we're back to the more traditional 42-point score. As we have 7 minutes remaining in the second quarter.
What are the rules on the running clock for us? It stops on scores,
And
injuries,
timeouts.
and timeouts.
Yep.
Otherwise, it'll be running.
So it looks like Robinson to kick again.
I'll see if I can't find the
Collison did a
Carlisle
good job of
score.
staying active there, and you know, can't expect the safeties to stay out there as long or covering that long. Somebody's over here eating a blue icy behind us.
Looks good.
It's not necessarily the choice everybody would make when it starts to get colder, but you know. It is blue. It's the theme of the night. Blue Jays everywhere. Robinson's kick up. It's going to be fielded at the 15. Hernandez loses the ball. It's down, and I think Marcus Teed comes up with it. Bondurant-Farrar is going to recover the fumble at the 25-yard line.
Number 10, Marcus Teague.
Just a real good job stripping that ball away by Hudson Vrew.
Yep. Just kind of got his paw on it, and maybe he wasn't expecting that and just lost the ball, and Bondurant with the recovery.
Well, I don't expect to see the starting guard running down on kick coverage either, but I think anytime
especially
somebody
at
says
this juncture too, you know,
right.
you're thinking, oh, those guys are going to start resting here pretty soon.
Moore the jet sweep behind Jacob Vanderlinden. Vanderlinden trying to get the next level. Moore cuts it up. Now to the outside. He's going to be back towards the middle, and it's going to be a gain of 20 on the carry for Caleb Moore.
Yeah, Vanderlinden took his guy to the track.
On the carry, number 2.
It was really really good communication out of those two, or just a real good read by Vanderlinden, because he almost turned up to take the first guy, but then they decided he didn't need the first guy, and
I think he realized Cable was going to get by him, so he went to the next one.
Vanderlinden in the backfield again. Falscraft and Moore to the left. Ryle and Batney to the right. Moore taking it to the right side now. Cuts it up the middle, and he's going to fall forward for a Blue Jay touchdown. Caleb Moore and his 4th touchdown of the game from 5 yards this time. Somebody's trying to be a Legacy Bank player of the game, I think.
Yeah, he's off to a pretty good start.
We did get confirmation it's still a Legacy Bank player of the game, right? Okay. Falscraft coming in for another extra point. We'll see. Missed the last one wide, I think. So, see if he can recover here. Otherwise, his dad might never let him hear the end of it. Kick low, line drive, and good.
PAT is up and good.
And the Blue Jays take a 49-0 lead.
That's this might be the quickest I've seen a team get to 49.
Yeah.
Let's see, the Carlisle Boone game. I got 28-0 Carlisle in the second quarter.
All right. Looks like Norwalk scored, so they're up 17-10.
Yeah, I anticipate that to be a real good one. You got two teams that are very good, but also really close to each other.
And that might be a game that ends up in the 40s.
Pretty good rivalry. Yeah, both have definitely shown that they can score it
and allow
and allow points against good teams.
Yep. Both of those teams also have a couple of really tall, athletic receivers that can score touchdowns pretty easily. So, kick up. Hernandez fields it at the 11. Tries to get up the middle. He's going to get down at about the 30.
Looks like we're maybe starting to see a few more of those backups get in on special teams, and you kind of wonder how much longer some of our guys are going to go here. Looks like we're still rolling most of our guys out there.
I don't see any backups yet on defense. but you would think that might be pretty soon.
For the Perry Blue Jays.
Reminder, at halftime we'll have the Bondurant-Farrar Blue Jay marching band as well as the dance team performing. Kenny drops back to pass, nowhere to go.
I think it was just like the dive option again.
Oh, was it?
I think so. I don't think anybody was going out for a route.
We got a lot of pressure in the middle. I thought maybe it was a drop back, but yeah, I think you're right. Okay.
Second and 11.
You should know that by now.
That you're right?
Yeah.
Well, I know you're going to tell me you're right whether you are or not. Single receiver to each side. Now the I formation for Perry. Hernandez coming up the middle. It's getting bent backwards by Powers. That's not necessarily the best way to go down.
No, kind of looked like a wrestling move right there. 2 points.
Look at you expanding your knowledge.
I know a little bit about wrestling.
Hernandez on the carry, brought down by the Blue Jays. Brings up 3rd and 10.
Still going to be 3rd and 10. 4 minutes remaining here in the second quarter. Bondurant-Farrar Blue Jays will have a trip to Boone next week before finishing off with Indianola at home and then at Norwalk. Kenny throws it up there and has a man. Holden Smith with the reception, brought down at the 26-yard line. Good job running underneath that ball by Holden Smith.
QB dropped that thing right in the bucket. That was a perfect spot, a nice catch out of Holden Smith. Give Perry their first down, I do believe.
I do agree.
1st and 10, Perry Blue Jays.
Smith is their leading receiver this year. Did a good over-the-shoulder catch on that. Hernandez now trying to go to the right side and bounced it a little bit, picked up 2 yards, and then the swarm came.
Yeah, again, there's just not a lot of running room. We've seen this quite consistently out of Bondurant. They're going to stack that box. They're going to take away the run game to the best of their ability and really try to bait you into throwing the football.
Down by number 37, John Powers and a host of Blue Jays.
So bring up 2nd and 9. 2:28 remaining.
We were just in Boone a couple weeks ago for a junior high game.
Yeah.
Probably one of the few games we play on grass. Do we have any other ones on grass?
No. No, I do believe that's it. Hegstrom with the carry. Not a lot to go with on that. Oh, no, actually, that was Kenny on the keeper.
Yep. Same little dive option.
I was watching him, the fullback, get tackled further back.
Brings up 3rd and 7 for Perry Blue
Yeah, the
Jays.
field wasn't in great shape. They had some irrigation issues over the summer, so it didn't get watered. Hopefully it's in a – they did get that fixed, so hopefully it's in a little bit better condition now.
Yeah, they're due for some upgrades on their high school field.
They got the rare 5-lane track.
Yeah.
You don't find a lot of those, but that's kind of what the room allowed for.
Hernandez up the middle, met by Moore and Fulton, it looked like. Falls forward for a yard or two. Brings up 4th and 5.
They are going forward at least on these last couple
and
plays.
We're going to have an injury timeout here.
Who we got down here? I can't see a number. Must be one of their linemen.
Yeah.
Looks a bit bigger bodied.
Yeah. Well, it's not Hernandez that carried it, and it's not Hegstrom.
Nope.
It's not the quarterback, and so narrows it down now.
Well, and with that running clock, it is going quickly. So we're already down to about a minute left in the first half. And there's no doubt Perry's probably going to go for this one.
Yeah.
Unless they have a kicker, that's a possibility, but I think they'll probably still
He's still probably go for
probably
it, right?
opt for going for it.
Boston, we still have your wallet up in the crow's nest. Andrew Boston.
Dad, I gotta get in there.
Okay, thank you. Sorry.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you.
That's what I thought, but it's not.
This is our new house.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Hey, Pops, I'll show you guys something.
Mom, Dad, this is for you.
Did you know about this?
All right, they're still working on the knee of the Perry Blue Jay player. Somebody's over here getting fed icy.
It's a little cold, but tastes good. A little update. Looks like Indianola scored pretty quickly. About 2 minutes later to tie that thing up at 17-17. So, yeah, I think you're going to see a game in the 30s or 40s there.
I'm pretty sure that was the game of the week on a few fronts. That's Kevin Collin, the Blue Jay player. Looked like maybe it was a cramping issue, but he's got the limp going on his way off. So hopefully that's a...
He's able to walk off on his own for the most part, so that's always good.
Yeah, most of the time, I mean, you hate talking about it, but they've had a few guys they've lost for the season. So usually you don't limp off and not come back. So that's a good sign.
Yeah, it might not be tonight, but I think he's got the indication that he'll be back at some point.
Yeah.
All
As
right.
the ref tries to do the burrito lift, we'll have fourth and 5 here. Keeping our Iowa City themes here, between waving to the kids and Ponchero's burrito lift, and maybe a Delta Smile cam here coming up too. I don't know if we have those sponsors here, but we should get to work on that. I'm sure Delta wants to sponsor the Bondurant-Farrar Blue Jay football broadcast, right?
Yeah, I don't know if that's a win for them.
Oh, all right. Well, it's worth a try.
Not for sure what we're waiting for yet here.
Yeah, no, I'm not sure either.
Let's get the party started.
And they're going to wind the clock now. So 4th and 5. And
which is good for Perry here. They can, if you don't get it,
sure,
you're running that clock down, and there won't be a whole lot of time left.
Right. And 20 seconds left on the play clock, and it looks like they're planning on using all of it.
Yeah, and I got a feeling they're going to call a timeout. Just the way they haven't left the huddle. I don't think that they're running any sort of play.
No, their coach is standing on the field there too, so probably a good indicator. So there's going to be a timeout taken with 31 seconds remaining in the first half.
Timeout on the field, Perry Blue Jays.
Which they still have 2 left.
They do have 2 left. Bondurant-Farrar has all 3 remaining. So homecoming week, did you have any fun activities at your house?
No. I heard some at the neighbor's house.
Yeah, okay.
About 11 o'clock last night, hopping some fences, but knock on wood, nothing too exciting of mine yet other than toilet paper being blown into my yard from neighbors' houses.
Yeah, the community discussion page was all about the activities of the kids and the criticism of the high-quality toilet paper they were using to toilet paper.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to use good stuff.
Apparently there's a debate on that, too. The good stuff you can throw better because it doesn't tear apart. I don't know,
That's true. I guess if you're trying to get it up on a roof, you might.
It depends on how tall the trees are.
Might need a better roll.
Yeah. This is where you're happy you're not one of the school administrators. They don't get to sleep much this week.
Nope.
All right, we're coming out of this timeout now, 4th and 5. Perry sets up with the Twins back. And a little trouble on the snap, and that spelled the end of it as Caleb Moore comes through for the sack. Just didn't get the snap quite clean, and Moore was ready to eat.
Nope, had a wheel route set up down here, I believe to Holden Smith. He was in real tight on the formation, but had a real pick play there too.
Yeah. Drake Levan made a good, good maybe legal screen attempt on that, and just not able to get the pass away. Collison takes the snap, hands it off. Moore coming up the middle, now breaks it to the right side, and he's going to get brought down at the 42 for a gain of 14, and now there's a late flag.
Well, if that's on Perry, we could extend this.
That came in late, and it came in from the backfield. I think it's going to be maybe on the Blue Jays, as there was some late contact from Vrew came in afterwards and cleaned up the blocker, or cleaned up the defender. And so that's going to go against the Blue Jays. Perry will decline it, and it'll go into halftime. Right, no carrying that over, right?
I don't think so, even if it is after the play.
Although we are. So the Bondurant-Farrar is leaving the field. So that'll take us to halftime, and you can enjoy the halftime show of both band and dance.
We save money with that discount agent. I don't know why nobody else wanted this place.
House for sale.
Home for sale.
Home for sale.
Home for sale. Home for sale.
We've got a home.
Available now.
When selling your home, you could take all the photos yourself. But if you have a RE/MAX agent,
guys, how are you?
they know a team of experts who will get the job done right.
Hey, did we do that termite inspection?
That discount agent said we didn't need to.
Welcome back to Bondurant-Farrar High School for the second half of this Blue Jay battle between the Bondurant-Farrar Blue Jays and the Perry Blue Jays. Bondurant-Farrar will be receiving the second half kick as they have a 49-0 lead. A few first half stats for you. Colby Collison, I believe 8 of 10, 159 yards and 2 touchdown passes. Both of those touchdown passes to Jordan Ryle. Ryle had 4 receptions, 76 yards, and those 2 touchdowns. Andrew Keith, 2 receptions for 51 yards, and Caleb Moore and Reed Falsgraf each with a catch. Caleb Moore running in the backfield, 7 carries, 164 yards, and 4 touchdowns. Really pacing the Blue Jays there. For the Perry Blue Jays, Juan Hernandez, 12 carries for 18 yards. Gavin Hegstrom, 5 carries for 8 yards. And then Garen Kenny, 2 for 6 with 44 yards, including a 47-yard pass to Holden Smith to put him in scoring range late, but not quite able to convert on 4th down.
And it does look like that penalty, since it was post-play, that it will carry over into the 3rd quarter, so Perry's going to kick off from the 45.
You onside in it?
I mean, why
Might
not,
as well,
right?
They do not. They kick it deep. That's going to go 9 yards deep in the end zone, and Bondurant-Farrar will take over after the touchback.
From Perry, number 83, Tyler Gomez, into the end zone for a touchback.
We'll see if we have a few changes here offensively, as the Blue Jays have a little bit of a lead here. I do not see Colby out there. It looks like Jordan Ryle is going to come in and play some quarterback here.
Got a feeling we're going with the starting O-line and then a new mix of skill guys for the most part.
Although we had 2 backups already on the O-line, so a little bit of a mix there to start with. But Ryle hands off Cole Miller. Miller trying to bounce it outside, and he's going to pick up 5 on the play. Good carry by Cole.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot of not a lot of running room initially, and Cole makes a nice cut to get a good gain.
Technically his first carry of the game, because the other one was taken away off of a holding penalty. Landon Corey split right. Cooper Jones the fullback, and Zach Sollers split left. Pass quick to Corey. Corey gets to the outside and is going to pick up a 1st down. Gain of about 14 on the play.
Neighbor there with a nice little catch and run.
Your quarterback, Jordan Ryle, to number 33, Landon Corey.
He had a nice nice deep reception against Pella.
Yep, at the end of the game.
Yep. Which that one was from Ryle too, I believe. So that Ryle to Corey connection, a couple of sophomores. You might see that a few more times over the next 3 years.
Yeah, very likelihood that he could step into that wide receiver role next year.
Solid split right. Corey not split very far out to the left. Ryle met the pitch over to Miller. Good kick out block by Corey. Miller cuts it inside. Keeps going and is going to get brought down, but after a 1st down there.
Hegstrom did a nice job of forcing Cole back inside, but just didn't get any inside pursuit help there.
Yep. Jesus Gonzalez makes the tackle downfield, but it'll be a 1st down for the Blue Jays. We will have a running clock still in the 2nd half, as long as there's a 35-point margin. Ryle takes the snap, drops back, looking to throw, has Corey on the right side, and the pass was a little low. Bounces incomplete. Brings up 2nd down.
Yeah, just missed that one. Need to put a little bit more on it. Landon had some space there.
2nd and 10, Blue Jays.
And you kind of wonder how many reps these guys do get with each other in practice.
Well, especially Ryle, since he's taken all his reps at wide receiver and defensive back, he probably hasn't taken a lot of quarterback reps.
Probably not a ton.
It's not like he's running the scout team.
Nope.
Handoff Cole Miller up the middle. Little shift. Got a yard maybe on the play. Gonna give Gavin Hegstrom the tackle on that.
Good job out of Perry to really squeeze that thing down and really not allow Cole any kind of running room.
Maybe a little bit too much shiftiness on up the middle, which Caleb Moore runs more like a bowling ball, but Caleb Moore is built more like someone that should run like a bowling ball. No offense, Cole's not quite as big.
It does take a little bit of experience to figure that out at the varsity level, because you can kind of get away with that a little bit at the lower levels. But at the varsity level, it's got to be more of a one cut and go.
4 wide. Ryle looking to pass. Throws it up. And just a little over Miller's head as we get a little bit of a tussle from the left side of the line. But not a bad ball. Just a little too much on it.
Yeah, it was a good throw. And once again, you get that cover 3 look. You're going to expose them on the verticals, because your safety, as you saw there, was on the other side of the field. Somebody's going to not be covered.
Hernandez did a good job jamming Cole as he came off, which was just enough to disrupt that play. So John Power is going to come out for his first punt of the game, punting from the 50. See if he's been watching his Torrey Taylor highlights. Snap is good. Kick is up. Perry got some pressure, but
yeah, I think if he wouldn't have held up because he kind of slowed himself down a little bit and he would have really laid out, I think he had a shot at it. He's telling him that right now, man, I could have blocked that.
No return by Perry.
John's like, I'm glad you didn't. It would have killed my average. Ball goes out of bounds at the 15-yard line.
Yeah, ends up being a great punt.
Yep.
Ball will be spotted at the 15-yard line.
I mean, I guess the theory typically is anytime you start them inside the 20, it was a positive punt because it's not a touchback.
Yep. Yeah, the further you can push them back, the better.
Yep. Drake split to the left.
Looks like we do have a pretty different crew defensively here.
But now, is this a Blue Jay timeout? Well, obviously it's a Blue Jay timeout. How about a Bondurant-Farrar timeout? Maybe we didn't get all of our replacements out there.
Yeah, that happens a lot in our 7th grade game.
Let's see, who do we all have out there? It looked like Gabe Smith, Conrad Schoening,
Teed, Jarrell.
Hunter Lyman, I think, was
Landon
there on
Corey.
a line. Parker Ernst is a rush linebacker.
I think Vanderlinden was running onto the field.
Okay. Aiden McDonald is, so you got Aiden Schoening, Gabe Smith, Hunter Lyman, and Parker Ernst across the front. Tyler Vanderlinden, Zach Sollers, and 41 Bryant Waymeyer as the linebackers. Jarrell Henson, Marcus Teed, and I think that's still Landon Corey on the far side. So there's your 11-man defense for Bondurant-Farrar. Pitch out to Hernandez. Hernandez has the corner, cuts it up towards the middle, and Sollers brings him down. Gain of 4 on the play.
Good pursuit there out of Sollers, but I like Hernandez lowering that shoulder there and getting a couple extra yards on that run.
This will be a little bit of a challenge for the second-string Blue Jays here because Hernandez getting into space, he's obviously not laying off contact, and he's not slow.
Well, and they haven't had a lot of opportunity to play a varsity offense.
Right. Well, 2 weeks ago, Teed was a defensive or rush linebacker, so now lining up as a safety. Hernandez gets the left side. Waymeyer got his ankles, and then Ernst finished up top.
It's a good job out of Parker. He set the edge, and then once he realized he was running inside, broke off the block and made a diving effort there.
So 3rd and 2.
Because that did look like it had the potential to be in a pretty open lane.
Oh. Well, I got a correction. Vincent Fine is number 41 then. So I don't know what number Bryant Waymeyer is.
I got Waymeyer as 41 on mine.
Hernandez to the they might have fumbled on that.
Looks like Perry still has it.
Okay.
Going to be 4th and 1. I know you're close to the end zone here, but I think
you go for it.
Yeah.
4th and 1 for the Perry Blue Jays.
If it was the starting Blue Jay defense, I'd say no way.
Right.
But I think here you got a pretty legit shot. Maybe QB sneak. They did not get that.
No gain on the play. It's going to be a turnover on downs. I'm laughing because I got a credible source that said 41 is Vincent Fine.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Not Bryant Waymeyer.
Not Bryant Waymeyer. So.
Must have had a switching of jerseys.
Yeah. Well, and I think Vincent might have dressed last week, but this is his first varsity game. So thanks, Laramie, for filling me in on that detail. I'm guessing he left home in a jersey that said 41, and he felt really good about it.
Yeah, we'll take it.
Batney and Carter O to the left. Sollers to the right. Cole Miller in motion, takes the jet sweep. Trying to bounce outside and breaks a tackle. Cuts up towards the middle and keeps dragging, and is going to get down to the 2-yard line. Gain of 23 on the play for Cole Miller.
On the carry, number 25.
Cole really is a workhorse. He runs extremely hard and just about got this thing into the end zone.
Blue Jays have it. First and goal.
He's got a little bit of shifty.
He's got a nice mix of running hard and shiftiness.
And Barry Sanders' height.
He's not super tall. That's true.
Which sometimes is very beneficial as a running back.
Lower
they can't see
gravity.
You. Yeah. And takes the handoff to the right side. And Blue Jays are going to drive that in.
Jones, I think
Cooper Jones, was it? I
Yep.
saw the 1, but I couldn't see the first number. So Cooper Jones, Blue Jay touchdown. So we got Jace Robinson going to do the extra point kicking now. Going to go ahead and give Falsgraf the break for this. Albright gets the hold down, kick up, and
It's
good.
PAT is up and good by number 88, Jace Robinson.
That's going to make it 56-0 right now.
We have a credit card up in the booth. Deacon
If you're
John
listening
Rose.
online, you probably didn't lose your credit card at the concession stand.
No, Deacon is a 8th or 9th grader, so.
Oh, okay. Halftime at Indianola 24, Norwalk 17. There's going to be a few more points scored in that game.
Yeah, it's really looking like it might take 40 to win that thing.
Yeah.
So it's a lot better night than last week. Last week, throwing teams, it was a little bit harder with the wind and the rain.
Yeah.
Tonight it's a little cooler, but no rain.
Yeah, if you're going to go high-profile passing, it's definitely easier not to have it raining on you. Aiden McDonald makes the tackle.
There. Yeah.
Hernandez, the return man. Hernandez definitely putting in work as he's returning all the kicks, taking most of the handoffs, and not coming off the field defensively either. So
he's touched the ball a lot tonight.
Well,
Blue Jays have it first and 10.
Looks like a pretty similar crew to we just had out there. I don't know if we have any changes.
I don't see anything different. So
maybe up front.
That's still Ernst. Oh, Schoening came out. Who's at the high side next to Gabe? We'll get a name here in a second. Kenny drops back to pass, and might have got away with a hold on that, but it's going to fall incomplete. Number 15, that is Colton Sidoris lining up at defensive end.
That was close to a pick there.
Yeah. Yeah, Jarrell got a little bit of a jersey pull that got him into a good position, and not able to make the pick, but brings up 2nd and 10.
I think it's McDonald. I don't think that's Sidoris. I think that's 17 on the top.
No, but 15's right next to him. That's where Schoening was before, I thought.
Oh, I gotcha. Oh, yeah, you're correct.
Hernandez coming left side, and he's going to pick up a first down. Henson gets the tackle, but a good hard carry there by Juan Hernandez.
I guess I didn't envision Colton playing on the D-line.
On the carry, number 4, Juan Hernandez.
Yeah.
Brought down the play by 18, Jarrell Henson.
He might need a sandwich.
First and 10, Perry Blue
He looks a little lighter than most of the people out there.
Well, I mean, Vrew was playing that position earlier, and Vrew makes a lot of people look small.
Play action.
Gabe Smith chasing the quarterback, gets the pass away, but too high. But Colton does need a sandwich.
Good call there out of Perry. Been running pretty consistently and had a guy that had a shot at catching that.
Second and 10 for the Perry Blue Jays.
Good job out of Jaron to avoid some pressure there.
Yeah, Kenny's done a pretty decent job of avoiding that first hit, but I think he's just cautiously getting the ball away before taking the sack.
A lot of pressure on him.
Yep.
And for a sophomore with not a ton of experience.
Yeah. Hegstrom up the middle, gains a yard maybe. Yeah, and we talked about that a little bit too, that Perry doesn't exactly have an easy schedule coming up. I mean, they've still got Norwalk, Boone, and Carlisle.
That's the hard part in this district. If you're one of the lower two, you got to play 4 tough ones.
Well, I mean, of the 6, we had 4 playoff teams last year, and it looks like there's a good shot at that this year as well.
It's going to be close.
Yep.
Obviously, the loser of that Norwalk-Indianola game, they kind of have their backs against the wall a little bit because both of them still have to play Carlisle.
Yep.
Both of them still have to play us.
Yep. Now's a good time, I suppose. We'll jump in with this. Friends of the Bondurant Community Library, another one of our great sponsors here for the Blue Jay broadcast and sponsor for tonight's stream. The Friends of the Bondurant Community Library advocate for a strong public library through the promotion and support of the library and its programs, activities, and resources, the encouragement of sponsorship, and a strong volunteerism program. The money they receive through your generous sponsorship is put back into the library. The Friends of the Bondurant Community Library help to provide support for programming at the library and the summer reading program. This year, the summer reading program had over 1,000 participants, 2 months of activities in the city park and the library, and some pretty great prizes for those who participated. They also help the library with immediate needs that arise in the library. If you'd like more information, you can find them on Facebook at Friends of the Bondurant Community Library, or you can stop in at the library and grab a flyer from the info wall. They would love to have your family, business, or organization as their friend. We do have a great new expansion to our library this year, and definitely encourage you to go check it out.
Teed with the interception there. QB was under duress again and really kind of just kind of threw it up and right into Teed's hands. Henson was tracking it too.
Yep. It's good read, and when you know there's passing down in that situation, defense likes to tee off a little bit.
Yep.
And so.
Well, back to Norwalk and Indianola, they both have losses to Lewis Central and Carlisle, so all of them have losses coming into district play. You know, the question, there's going to be at least one, maybe 2. Let's see what happens here.
Ryle looking across the middle, has Batney. There's a flag in the middle of the play. Batney working up the left side. Hegstrom's down with an injury in the backfield. Flag was about 14 yards downfield, so I'm not sure if that's going to be a.
Well, you got one right here that's about 2 yards downfield. Couldn't tell on replay what the. Did we miss his signal?
We might have. So injury timeout.
Let's see here. I think he's going to signal on replay. But it looked like it was indicated against the Blue Jays.
Illegal man downfield?
That's what I was kind of wondering, if we had a guy that was covered up that got downfield. You know, all 3 of those guys have losses coming into district play. Somebody's going to end up at 6-3, and there's a chance that 2 could.
So I went back and looked. Last year, all but one 6-3 team made the playoffs. And it was a little odd because Carlisle got in at 5-4 and had a ridiculously good strength of schedule because of their non-conference. So 6-3 gives you a real good probability of getting in, but doesn't guarantee it. And
the issue we are going to run into is if we end up 6-3, that means we more than likely lose to Norwalk and Indianola,
right,
and Carlisle, and really don't have any quality victories.
Right.
Good chance that the 6 we would beat would maybe have about 10 total victories.
Our non-conference at the end of the day is not great because Pella has a really bad record right now.
They're 0-5.
And
DCG
Gilbert has a really bad
0-5.
record in DCG.
Gilbert's got 1 win. Ballard's
So-
got 2 wins, I believe.
Yeah. So the first RPI
Perry
I think
will
comes
end
out
up with
this
1
week.
win probably.
Right.
Boone will end up with 1.
Yeah, I mean, well, one of them will have 2, right? Because Boone has 1 right now.
Do they have 1 already?
I think Boone has 1 win and Perry has 1 win. So by default, one of them has to get a second.
I didn't think Boone had any yet.
I could be wrong. Maybe I was giving them credit for one that they didn't get.
Blue Jays have it.
But regardless, our strength of schedule is not going to turn out to be great. So it's going to be key to get one of those wins.
Yeah, I think we
to
might want
clinch
to
it.
just go ahead and win one of those, if not
I mean,
both.
Yeah, let's go win both. That sounds like a good plan too.
Yeah, you win both, then you're probably hosting. You're 8-1, and you're more
Yeah.
likely going to be hosting because your strength of schedule is going to be really good.
I think that was the same play. Ryle finds Batney. Picks up the first down. Gain of – oh, wait. What's going on here?
I don't know.
I looked
think,
away for a second. Did they just not blow the whistle and not bring him down?
I think you're at the point where you probably need to blow the whistle, especially at this juncture in the game, 56-0.
Yep, Batney just didn't go down. So
Pass is complete. The number 23, Batney React. 1st and 10, Blue Jays.
Boone does not have a.
They don't have a win?
Does not have a win yet.
Oh,
so.
okay.
Yeah, I don't know if those
But-
6 would get to 10.
Yeah. So, I mean, Pella might win a couple out at the conference too. So, Ryle finds Sollers to the left side. Stiff arm. Cuts back towards the middle. Picks up another 5 or 6 yards. It's going to be a Blue Jay first down and a gain of 15. Good effort there by Zach Sollers.
Yeah, I didn't know he had that elusiveness to him. We had him as a junior high quarterback, and he didn't show that.
You didn't let him. You should have put him in motion.
We run our quarterback.
Number 42, Jesus Gonzalez. 1st and 10, Blue Jays.
It's funny, him and Reed were our quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Both playing wideout now.
Who was your halfback?
I don't know. we had 2 pretty good ones. Caleb Moore and Titus.
Cole Miller takes the – oh, no. Ryle on the keeper. Ryle up the middle. That's going to be a Blue Jay touchdown. Jordan Ryle from 11 yards out.
Great job on the play fake there. I hope some of my 5th grade footballer guys were watching that because I keep trying to get them to sell their run fakes a little bit better, how effective they can be.
Cole pulled that guy right with him, and Ryle had a huge hole to run through.
Looks like we got another Perry guy down in the end zone. Can't quite get a number on it. Could be. I think that's Juan
That's
Hernandez.
Yep. That's problematic. He's got all his team there with him. Well, yeah, so first RPI will come out I think after this week, so that'll tell us a little bit. Their RPI system is based off of your record plus your opponent's record plus your opponent's record. I may have done math for our record and our opponent's record, but I wasn't willing to go through the effort of opponents to opponent's record because it also doesn't sway it that much by the time you're all said and done when you talk about how many games everybody has played against everybody else.
Right.
It just doesn't make much difference. Everybody's dang close to 500 on that level. So I think right now we're sitting at like 16th in RPI, but obviously a lot of meaningful games left to play.
Yeah.
And, the loss, your own record is the biggest percentage of your RPI, so a lot to be determined still. As we mentioned, Bondurant-Farrar will go to Boone next Friday. You'll have the road coverage for that game if you aren't able to make it up. Obviously, we encourage you to go travel up to Boone and watch it, but if that's not feasible, they will have a broadcast available.
Yep, they broadcast on YouTube as well. I'll see if I can find the score.
Robinson's kick is up and good.
Looks like Carlisle 35, Boone 0 currently in the 4th quarter.
Was that at Carlisle or at Boone?
It looks to be at Boone.
Okay.
They're the one broadcasting, so I would assume so.
That would be a pretty good indicator.
Let me count how many lanes are on the track.
Norwalk kicked a field goal, so they're down 24-20 with 8:53 remaining in the third.
That's almost like a win, holding those
Right.
guys to field goals.
Right. Also, you got to almost question what was the scenario there, because touchdowns are going to be needed.
Right.
And
if it's close, you got to think you're probably
Yeah.
going for it, but it might have been a 4th and long.
Robinson to kick off here. 9:23 remaining in the fourth quarter. Kick up. Drake Levan with the return. Cuts it back up to the right side, and it's going to get brought down at the 28. First contact, Cole Miller. And finished up by Parker Ernst. Hopefully Hernandez is okay over there, because that's the first play he didn't return the kick.
Well, and at this juncture in the game too, you might call it good.
He has done a lot so far this game, and now might be an okay time to let somebody else go with that. I'm told Norwalk had the ball on the 5 and could not punch it in. Thanks, Eric, for watching the stream, because I shouldn't probably watch a different stream while calling this one.
Multitasking, right?
I may already do that. Kenny, ball on the ground.
Oh, no.
And that is going to be a Bondurant-Farrar recovery. Looked like Hunter Lyman came away with the ball. Dilemma there with bringing in your backup running back, so you just.
Yeah, and didn't look like he knew what the play was.
Yeah. So Bondurant-Farrar will have it. First down at the 24-yard line. And
hopefully we're dipping a little further down here.
We got Joey George in at tailback.
Joey George, all right.
And an unknown number 45. Or is 45? No, I don't know who 45 is.
45.
Who is the...
Perry does not have a corner out there, so that might be important.
Because 45 is playing quarterback.
Yep.
All right. Well, as we near the end of this game, we'll have a couple awards. We have Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping Level 10 Teammate. I had a suggestion. Do you have a different one that you want to go with?
I got
All right.
no ideas.
So here's where I'm going. The Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping Level 10 Teammate, awarded to a player who might be considered an unsung hero by some, but who delivered a Level 10 effort tonight that was critical to the Blue Jays. We had a backup center in, and I saw no snapping issues. So Mason Nickel is going to be our Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping Level 10 Teammate of the game.
Some people take for granted the snap back to the quarterback, and really your whole offense is dependent on that for timing and accuracy, and Mason did a good job of stepping in and just doing a great job tonight.
And we run everything out of the shotgun, so if you make a bad snap, it's very clear.
Yep.
We really need number 45 for who that is. Jarrell Henson makes the catch, though. He makes a man miss, and he's headed towards the end zone. And they're going to say he stepped out of bounds at the 4-yard line.
Pretty shifty move there out of Jarrell. Could have maybe called him for movement before the snap. It was not set.
Forced out of bounds down the 4-yard line.
Unfortunately, we don't have down who the quarterback at this moment is, because we don't have a 45 on our roster.
Yeah, I'm trying to. Maybe somebody will text us here shortly.
If somebody's been watching JV games and it's somebody that isn't Jordan Ryle running quarterback, please let me know. Pass to the left. Henson tips it to himself and makes the catch for a Blue Jay touchdown.
Well, and, tonight everything's really just kind of
going Blue Jay.
Just kind of
Going
gone our way,
Bondurant.
and in most of it we have created.
Yep.
Good players, good teams make their own luck, but that definitely a generous bounce in the air that a lot of times could be picked off.
Yep.
Yeah, whoever the quarterback was there did deliver a strike.
Yeah. I've got messages of can't help you and Cooper Jones, which is not Cooper Jones, because he was 45 in a prior year, but not anymore. So good try. Still getting wrong answers only.
It kind of looks like him.
Somebody tell 45 to take off his helmet so we can see who it is.
It does look a little bit like Nolan.
Fellers?
Yeah, but he's a freshman. I don't know if we'd pull him up for tonight or not. I don't know if he's been playing any quarterback in the JV.
I don't know, but I wouldn't be surprised if he delivered a strike if you put him back there.
Yeah, I know. He's a really good quarterback.
All right, Nolan Feller's going to be his first touchdown pass as a varsity Blue Jay. Sarah Moss with the confirmation. Thank you, Sarah Moss, our great athletic trainer, keeping everybody healthy and on the field. So 6:40 remaining in the game. The other award we have will be a Legacy Bank Player of the Game. We'll come up with that shortly. You probably have a pretty good guess who I would go with on this based off the way the first half went. Statistically, MVP often goes to the guy with the best stats. I mean, it's just the way it works. Sometimes,
the guy who scores the most touchdowns. And I think that's
the guy that keeps breaking long runs, things like that. Snap, handoff. Oh, no, deep pass. And ball's going to be out of bounds. Intended for Holden Smith. Legacy Bank Player of the Game. We're going to go with Caleb Moore. 7 carries in the first half, 164 yards and 4 touchdowns. Along the way had runs of 30, 40, 45, 20, and 14. And really great blocking up front helped him out, and then he just looked fast.
Yeah, he looked very elusive tonight. Ran hard like he normally does.
Put the juke step on at one point. And
I said it a while ago. When him and Titus are both on the field, I think we're our most dangerous.
Sure. Especially if you got like Titus coming in that jet sweep and Caleb coming up the middle. You can't commit to both of those.
Well, and when Titus is out running routes as well, it's hard because teams usually double team him. So that lightens the box a little bit and makes it easier to run for Caleb. So
we got a lot of weapons on this team, and
it just comes down to execution.
First met by number 43, Parker Ernst.
It's going to be hard pressed for a team to have more talent than what we do offensively.
Just making sure we find a way to utilize it. What do we got? Indianola punts. Warriors will start from their own 46. Indianola had an 86-yard touchdown called back.
Going deep again.
And I'm a little surprised they didn't throw that.
They did.
Oh, they did.
They did.
Oh,
I think
I saw the guy up top, and he wasn't throwing it. So,
no,
okay.
I think he looked and thought about it. I'm guessing the guy that did throw it was hearing quite a bit from the sideline.
Right.
And I would have been yelling too. There was a lot of contact.
Yep.
So that's going to be a first down.
Just over 4 minutes remaining in this game.
Well, wait a second. It's not a – yep, it is enough. Okay. I'll say it's not an automatic anymore in high school. You got to have enough for the first down.
Penalty was pass interference against the Blue Jays.
And which it did.
Makes it a first down. First and 10. Perry Blue Jays from the 35.
So Perry has it just shy of the 35, first down. Clock keeps ticking. We get closer to the end of Friday night, and homecoming dance on Saturday night. I assume you don't have to chaperone that.
No, there'll be no chaperoning of dances for me.
Oh, good for you.
Sincere showing some speed
All
there.
right. Getting to the edge. It's like Hinson and Tyler Vanderlinden on the tackle. Those Sincere mobs.
And I don't think he plays a lot of running back because they and they only list him as a defensive back. Most of the guys have an offense and defense of position, but they kind of keep telling him where to go every time they call a play. And he's probably just filling in right now. Hasn't played it.
Nope. Well, I think we have a different fullback in here too. This is Bryson Henkel. Kenny, a little high on the throw to Holden Smith. Or Drake Levan. Holden was on the near side.
Kenny's pass is incomplete. His intended receiver is Drake Levan.
Kenny throws a decent ball. He just needs, I think, a little bit more time to get comfortable with it.
I think if he was protected well, he'd be okay.
Yeah. Which, again, when you're talking about something to, build on, he's only a sophomore. He'll have a lot of opportunities to keep throwing.
And hopefully, like you mentioned, they had good numbers in junior high. Hopefully they can continue to get more kids to come out in high school and become more and more competitive. Little toss there. He wasn't I don't think he was quite expecting that toss that quickly.
Yeah.
Kind of bounced off Sincere's chest here.
Yeah. I don't think Sincere was exactly running a toss.
No,
either. I think he was
thought
coming
it was
up for the
running lead
handoff.
or dive. Yeah.
So.
Oh, sorry. We are down to about a minute and a half to go.
Yep. I formation here. Looking to pass. Ball up, and it is almost picked off by Max Simmons.
Yeah, that was a nice read out of Max.
Just not quite able to secure it.
We need to give we got one last shout out for our sponsor, or do we have another commercial for him at the end?
4th and 18.
I mean, I feel like what I really want is your best Austin Sullivan story from coaching him.
Oh, man. Well, I do remember him. There's a couple. Him scoring a touchdown on a interception at Colfax, playing DN.
Defensive end.
Yep.
Okay. Tipped it to himself or just ran a
I'm
screen
trying
pass?
to remember if he forced it or if somebody hit the quarterback and it fell in his arms. He also he blocked a punt late in the game against CMB. We were up about 40, and they had kind of stopped playing, and he had not blocked it and scored a touchdown.
All right. Well, these classic Austin Sullivan memories brought to you by Austin Sullivan Real Estate Team, courtesy of former coach Josh Gibson. As we run out the clock here in Bondurant, I want to thank you all for tuning in. Bondurant-Farrar Blue Jays win the Blue Jay victory 70-0. And we wish Perry the best of luck on the rest of their season. Good night, and go Blue Jays.